Welcome back to today's video. I am Duamel Bentley and I'm super excited because today we are introducing REM Beauty to our channel. We have not done a review on this brand and today we're diving in. We've got a couple of things here. We have eyes. I have two options for eyes. The packaging is so cute, so tiny. We also have two lip colors. We got the REM Beauty. This is the Cooling Blurring Under Eye Primer. This is kind of like a balm that is supposed to smooth everything down, get texture really laid down, and I'm excited to have this. And of course, I believe this is our latest launch. This is the REM Beauty Sweetener Foundation. Ooh, baby. We've got our work cut out for us, so let's get started. I have applied my skincare already. I am going to be using a combination of primers today. We are using the Onesize Secure the Sweat, and we are also using the Secure the Blur by Onesize. These can be used in combination. What the brand recommends is for you to apply this one, patting it in after you kind of work it on the complexion, or in the hands, you warm it up. You pat it on the complexion in the areas you really do want to reduce that sweating, or in this case prolongate the makeup, and then give it a minute and then apply this. I don't know if I should work this in a circular motion or if I should pat this in. I have had the experience with this that this does ball up. So it's a trial and error concept with this. It does work really well, but there is a learning curve for sure, honey. So I think I'm going to pat this one in. I'm not sure. I did get this one when it first launched and I loved it. I think it works really well. I don't necessarily think that it blurs the complexion throughout, you know, when you're applying it. It's not going to be like a putty primer or anything like so. It's more for that longevity of the makeup wearability. This has incredible ingredients, but we're not talking about this, honey. We're just applying this on the complexion and then we are hopping right into Miss REM Beauty. Let me know if you've tried REM Beauty anything, if you recommend anything, if you're like, girl, what in the world is going on? I am interested in hearing exactly your thoughts. So, girl, sounds off below. So of course we are warming her up as instructed. Woo! Okay, and then we are just patting it into the complexion. You know, usually I get nervous because I am a swirler, but this feels pretty nice to pat on the skin. I'm not going to lie. Oh, okay. Let's go in here, girly. Yes. This almost feels a little sticky, but it's kind of dying down. So, okay, so we're gonna let her dry for like a minute. Should I help her? I mean, we have our kimchi fans here. Let's kind of, you know, give her a little bit of a moment. Like a minute or so. Now I'm gonna go in with the Secure the Blur. That kind of amount is because we are pairing them. You don't really need to use as much as you would if you were using just one alone, but to your preference, of course, utilize what you best think that will fit your look and your need. I'm just warming up again and then just going back in, patting to make sure I'm not disturbing the underneath layer. I'm moving a little bit around any texture or pore areas to kind of make sure it goes right into the pore. And so far, I'm not really noticing any lifting or any balling up. Oh, there is a little bit here. You can kind of see it. So definitely just pat, don't drag. Because if you drag, you will be lifting off that layer. I don't know if it does it with every primer, but I get nervous, so I'm not really gonna be dragging too much. Let's see here what's going on. Okay, this is looking good. Let me give this like 30 seconds to dry. Let's help her out with the fan, because you know how this goes, baby. Now, typically you can just go in with your foundation, but because it is my first time ever mixing them together, I really want this to be a successful experience. So I don't know how the foundation will work with this as well, but based on ingredients, it feels like it's going to be a perfect match for it. Foundation has a really interesting box. I definitely think REM Beauty's concept and portfolio is very outer space. It's very kind of interesting. Get foundations, we normally look at them like so, and we're like, oh, cool, cute, whatever. But I think it was so smart and so interesting to place it this way. When you look at the actual product, in my opinion, I feel like this feels more attractive, and nothing really changed here except from going to printing here to printing here. I love the fact that as a makeup artist, you can definitely collect these and not have amount of space be, you know, crazy. So I thought they were really smart to target anyone who was a professional makeup artist who potentially has a kit that they're dragging around. This doesn't really feel that heavy, but it does feel great quality. So I think that as well will help with if you have a kit to collect compact space and not have overweight as well. I do like that it also has the REM stamped on top of the lid here. Color combo on this is really stunning, really elegant, really sleek, and I'm gonna say really on brand as well. I can definitely see this being innovative but kind of outer spacey. I'm vibing for sure. Now, opening her up, we do have a pump that is similar to this. I really do like that pump. It looks powerful. It looks like it's not gonna malfunction on me. So let's get into this because I am excited to put this on my face. One pump here. This is supposed to be a very natural finish foundation. It's going to be like a medium skin-like matte. So I am intrigued. I'm not going to lie. I do think they have a lovely, lovely selection of tones. I am getting quite a bit of product on that one pumpage. Vibing for sure. We will be mixing this with the Sigma. This is the flat kabuki F80 brush. Now you can use this for many, many different things. Personally, today I'm going to be using it to stipple this bad boy in. You know, when I first got this foundation, I couldn't help but think of the Morphe formula when I first tried this. It's so nuts because we have both the OG formula and the renewed formula. We have done reviews on both of the formulas. So I don't know. I don't know if this is gonna be same labs, similar formula. I know they were part of the Morphe kind of branching, and I know that kind of they separated themselves from that when Morphe went down with all of the craziness that happened. But I will say that this reminds me so much of Morphe's formula. What do you think? Leave a comment down below if you kind of agree, if you can see what I'm saying, if you've tried the Morphe formula. If you don't agree at all, I'm excited to hear, you know, the tea down below. So far, this is looking very cute, Tiana. I want to say coverage is very medium to full. This is, again, one pump, and she is serving skin, honey. Like, this is very, very flattering, very pretty. I don't think it's enhancing in any way, shape, or form texture. Color selection, I was very pleasantly surprised that there is a lot of options and really, really flattering options, which is important, right? Because I feel like a lot of brands are like, here, throw, here, get the colors. And then when you get the colors, you're like, like you just don't know. Like, how in the world does that skin tone become like a legit thing? But girl, they done good. They done good on here. I really do like it so far. It's very lightweight on the skin. Like, I really can't feel much of anything. And it did a wonderful, wonderful job covering. The primer is not lifting. Or is she? She is on the forehead. She's definitely lifting. You can see it here. This is what I'm telling you. Like, this works, but it shouldn't be such a hassle. Like, girl.
Why is it being a hassle?
Look at this. It's breaking on my forehead.
Did you already apply your foundation?
Yes.
Did you? Okay, so
I was cautious. I was mindful. I was instructive. I was very laser sharp. Girlies, you know what you know in here.
Did you use the method of application that I do? I normally warm it up, the base amount on my fingertips before applying it. And when I apply it, I don't rub it on my face. I press it onto my face. I like push it towards my pores. And then I let it sink in for at least 2 minutes while I do my brows. And then I go back onto the foundation. Otherwise, it starts filling out the foundation.
I mean, not a bad fix. Not a bad fix. We got it done.
I mean, you look for
I know this is breaking on my foundation. Okay, let's try putting a little bit more foundation on because, baby, listen, this is what I can't do. Like, I don't have the time for this. Like, at the end of the day, listen, Right now I'm doing a video, right? I have a little bit more time, but on an everyday basis, baby,
Or
it's...
could it be the foundation? Or
No.
have you had this experience before?
Yes! This is what I'm saying. Like, I have had the experience, and this foundation correlates
It is
ingredients
Patrick
wise.
start having a beef with Ariana Grande, honey.
And with me, honey, we're just putting her out there.
You are all iconic, making a featuring in one song. By the way, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment down below, and share the video.
He is not wrong, honey, about anything. Let me tell you that. Girl, this is feeling cute. I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of like that one pump vision. I'm vibing, but ooh, I'm upset with the primer. Okay, let me get it together because again, I'm just like, I don't want to go back and battle. I don't want to do it. But we are sticking to it. We're playing around. We still got more creams to put on. This is very early stages, so I'm hoping I'm able to look past that. So yeah, foundation, I think I'm gonna stick with the one pump. I'm really satisfied with how this is laying on the skin, and I'm really happy with the tone and the wearability. So far is looking really gorgeous and lightweight, so that's a plus. It has some ingredients we're gonna be talking about. Let's put her up right here. I got my little iPad moment here, honey, and we are on the REM Beauty website, and it says it's a longwear foundation that actually skincare. That's actually skincare. Oh, okay. Formula with our REM Hydra Smooth Essence and a clinically proven blend of raspberry leaf extracts and hyaluronic acid spears. Yes, honey. Sweetener Foundation delivers a supercharged hydration. Excuse me, can we just talk about the fact that supercharge is a trend word here now? Like, I heard supercharge and I thought of, like, what's her name? House Labs. Supercharged makeup. Like, this is the trend word, honey, and they know what they're doing. Also infused with niacinamide, which I do believe this primer also contains niacinamide. Very popular ingredient in a lot of cosmetic products. It just helps to really snatch up the skin, keep it looking beautiful longer. Let me see. Infused niacinamide, known to help reduce the look of pores, correct dullness, and mattify and brighten skin. Formula delivers a natural matte finish with medium buildable coverage. Okay, so I will say these claims so far, they do deem to be true. It does look bright. It looks really gorgeous. Like, honestly, this is unexpectedly a really beautiful foundation. I just said when I first worked it in store and I felt like the Morphe. Not that I didn't like the Morphe one, but I was like, really? Are we just repackaging a Morphe foundation? Like, what's the tea?
So is it Morphe?
No, I'm saying like the formula seems similar to me, but the way this is laid on the skin, she's giving life.
I think at some point they used to be like partnership.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Does it look good? Do you think
it looks flawless?
Yeah,
it looks very radiant to me. Your texture on the side of the nose looks very smooth.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm telling you, this primer has aborted the mission. Like, my foundation is breaking around the nose and it is breaking around here. I will say from far away, she's looking very beautiful, but God, I just wish that this would be easier to work with. Like, I even went on the website and I was like, okay, maybe it's my user error. Okay, I'm following instructions, but this is still not working. Let's move on, darling. Let us move on. Where is my contour wand? I am going to be using today this concealer by Kimchi Chic. This is the Conceal, Cover, Correct, and Contour. This is shade... What shade are you, babe mama? You are dark amber. Now, the reason why I have dark amber is because I felt like it was a very rich color with a very cool sub undertone. This is what kind of the tone looks like. I really like to do cream contours and definition to the complexion with cream. So let's start with that. You see it's kind of like cooler toned. With the same foundation brush, I will be tapping this guy in just to get kind of a very seamless based tone. And I'm going to start stamping, blending, and going upwards with this. This will look a little crazy in the beginning, but don't you worry, darling. This is going to be more of an underpainting kind of concept. You can go ahead and do it a little bit like so. Because the kimchi is going to be full throttle, full coverage, I do prefer to do it like this. I'm going to do a gentle layer of the REM, especially since our Little Miss Primer has been challenging us. But I'm going to be handling P. Louise, a flirty blush color liquid blush. This is in Peach of My Heart. I do love a peach blush. I cannot deny that. It just looks so stunning on the complexion. It just brightens you up. It's so flattering in my opinion in all skin tones. And it's just so rich and euthanizing. I live for it. So I do like to tap it on areas where kind of the sun would give it to you. I do like to do a little bit on the nose as well. And then if we're feeling a little friskiana, we're gonna be doing it a little bit on here as well. So I'm just grabbing a brush, kind of patting it on, blending it in with that bronzing contour. Brush is 820 from Philly Millie. That sounds kind of weird.
Pretty cool.
Philly Millie.
Philly Millie, I hear you go. More brushes.
Thank you, Mamacita. Thank you, Mamacita.
Wow, that's very peachy, honey.
This is gonna be more of an underpaint moment, honey, because we went in hardcore with the bronzer. We did with the contour. We really went in.
You're hilarious, but you look fabulous. As usual, your skin is glowy, gorgeous. The foundation looks... You have the foundation still?
Yeah, it's right here.
Nice. That's very good.
I'm gonna try and do like a top painting.
Yeah, that'd be nice. You know what I was thinking when I was watching your video earlier? I noticed, like, I was wondering, what if we start underpainting on top of the foundation? Of course, under the foundation and then putting the foundation on top.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
They say that you're supposed to shake it very well.
I'm just gonna do half of a pump, and I'm just gonna do very gentle pops on here. Picking up on my fan. On my hand. For concealer, I am going to be using my beautiful Magic Star Concealer from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. This is in shade C7. I absolutely love it. I love the design of it. It just reminds me of Sailor Moon. It's just so beautiful that I am devastated that the company is kind of discontinuing them. I don't know if they're going out of like circuit with them and maybe they're bringing new ones, but I love this so much. This is a medium to full coverage. If you do have a chance to still get it, I would recommend it. It's one of my favorite concealers for sure. I'm going to be using this hourglass brush. I'm going to start off with the area that's a little bit more dense. I think a great way to apply the concealer is to do gentle buffing motion, gentle taps. I know sometimes it's quicker just to be like, but I feel like it just looks the best if you do gentle taps in center and then start fanning out edges. Now, granted, we do still have to marry this to our bronzer and all of these little goodies, but love how this is looking so far. This is a very bright concealer, especially for the tan complexion we have, but this will work once we blend everything and set everything down. For under eye setting, I am going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Fresh Flawless Finish powder. This is the compact one. The reason why I am doing a very thin layer at first is because I do want to set it naturally and then go in and do my baking and structuring with my heavier powders. In this case, I am still using the hourglass brush and I'm just going to be re-tabbing under the eyes to make sure that I don't have any creasing or any weird lines before I set it. Because a really good tip to set with this powder is, of course, to pack up the brush really beautifully and ensure you have no lines in your eyes that shouldn't be there. I literally just realized that I forgot to use the eye primer. No! Listen, it threw me off my game when we had this. I don't even know where it is. Here it is. Okay, whatever. We're gonna have to try that in a different video, honey, because I feel like that primer game threw me off. For underneath the eyes, it's just the girl, and she works so beautifully. Now that we've done that gentle setting all around kind of the places where I normally wanted to focus that setting on, I am grabbing the Kimchi Cheek Beauty Powder Puff. I'm pouring the powder into the lid. I just find that a little bit easier. Picking up powder in the puff and then just rebalancing it out in the back of my hand. Fully set down. I am going to grab other powders that I want to enhance with. I did want to hop into a really good powder. Onesize. This is the Ultra Pink. I do like to, again, pick it up and then just back in. All right, we are baked to the gods, baked in the goods. I am going to grab now my bronzer and blush in powder form, and I am going to be dusting my bronzer with this fluffier brush. This one's a Luxie 518 large powder, but you can use anything that you have, anything that you want to kind of swirl and buff with. I am going to be using the Melt Cosmetics Santa Barbara Ultra Matte Powder Bronzer, and I am going to be using the Dior Backstage Rosy Glow Cheek blush. This is going to be more of the peachy. I do want to continue with that gorgeous, beautiful tone of peachiness. This is the shade Coral. I believe this is a Sephora exclusive, so if you are ever looking to purchase this, definitely Sephora will be your quickest and most secure bet if they do have it in stock, because they do run out of stock quite often, I'll add. So popping this guy in here, just kind of brushing it in. You can see it's starting to pick up the product there. I just want to dabble it on top of my hand so I can see where it's taking that stunning pigment into. And now that I know I like what I'm having and what I'm seeing, I'm just pulling my face and going into town. Blush, I am going to be using a BH Cosmetics number 3. I mean, as long as you have something similar to this is the same one that I used for the underneath eye powder, but I do want to reuse the brush because, I mean, in this case, I'm able to, no issue. But yeah, just loading her up, packing her in. I hate to destroy the Dior emblem, but girly, these boots were made for walking, and that's exactly what they'll do. This is so gorgeous. I absolutely love how subtle and gorgeous the blush tone.
You look like a Barbie.
Do I?
Yeah.
I am a Barbie girl.
You look snatched. Who is this, honey?
Who is she?
Who is she?
I don't know. Thank you.
You look stunning.
Thank you, Melissa. I didn't find these gel eyeshadows in the website, but I did get these in Ulta. We will be using both of these. I have here the Quality Time shade, and I also have the Communication. One's going to be more of like a cranberry golden tone, and this is going to be more of that true champagne. So what I've done is I've just kind of gathered the bronzer and the blush in the eyes to act as a shadow, as a base. I just cut with my sharpening tool, which is of course the powder and baking, and I'm gonna be placing the more golden cranberry into my crease and kind of dragging it inward, softening and blowing it out just a bit. And I do the beautiful champagne tone more in the inner corner. I just want to keep it nice and neutral, and I will finish it off with their gloss. They do have a gloss you can multi-use. You can use it on the eyes, you can use it on the face, you can use it on the lips. In this case, I do want to give it a little bit of a wet finished effect. I don't know if I'm going to go quite a bit large on it or a little bit more gentle. I am going to be wearing lashes, so I'm concerned that this might lift my glue, but I guess there's only one way of finding out. So starting off with the cranberry shade, I'm just grabbing it with the brush here. Gentle tabs. Interesting. Okay, so I guess we're going to go in with a finger. And I'm just gonna be patting it on this inner corner here. Now shimmer is actually quite pretty on this, but it's a little tough to work with. Maybe that's why it's not on the website anymore. Maybe they've discontinued it, because I know this has been out for a little bit, but it is very pretty, just a little bit difficult to blend and to work with. I do have my smoothing fluffy brush on this end here because I just want to keep it concentrated on the lid. I just want something that can be day wear, and I feel like my face has a lot of structure and contour. So far, I'm not gonna lie, this is looking really, really pretty. I am enjoying this quite a bit. I do feel like with the finger, it does pick up much more pigment, and it is a lot easier to work with. But for some reason, it just won't pick up with the brush. But this is very flattering, very beautiful, and very easy to work with once you kind of get a grip on what you're doing. Yeah, this is very pretty. I do like the way this works, and I do like the finish of this. I was a little nervous at first, but I mean, it really is working in my favor. Perfect. I think that's a good balance with that beautiful cranberry tone. I'm gonna hop into now the more champagne gold. This looks like it is a little bit more compact formula-wise. A little bit more flaky than the more cranberry one. So we'll see how this works out. Going in again with my finger. So far, I'm really loving how these both turned out on the eyes. They're very beautiful, very wearable. I will say I feel like the champagne one, the communication is a lot more drier than the one in Quality Time, which is the cranberry shade, but both of them are really beautiful. I'm not too worried about if they dry out quite a bit because I'm happy to scratch them off and use my Inglot activation liquid, and I can make really anything I would like with them. So if you ever have things like this that dry out a little bit more, using a medium would really help extend the life of them, even if they're dry. So love that for sure. I'm pleasantly surprised. I do want to add a liner. I want to kind of smoke it out just a little bit here, add a little bit of intensity. However, I do feel like because of how dry it was, maybe a little bit of glitter got in my eye, and it is getting a little bit teary. So I just want to give it like 2 seconds before I apply this, so it's not like smearing everywhere and just like really flushing down all the effort that we've done for this eye look. But for the eyeliner, I will be using the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Cold Digger. This is an automatic eyeliner. I know they don't really sell these anymore. This is the Blood Money collection, and I really did like it. I hope that they do bring these back because these are actually really good. I don't really know why they took them away because this would be a staple, in my opinion, in their brand. For the inside of my waterline, I do want to keep it a little bit more of that fall concept. I'm going to be using the Slick Waterline Eye Pencil. This is Melt in shade Olive. I feel like this will go really well with the tonality we have on top, and I think it'll give it a really nice pop as well. Utilizing the gloss, I'm just going to put a little bit on the back of my hand. The gloss does feel kind of silicone dense. It doesn't really feel oily, so I'm really hoping that this gloss placed in specific areas will give this stunning reflection and play of lights. So we'll definitely see if this works really well, if it messes up the makeup underneath. I guess it's a constant trial and error, especially in this case, we don't really know the brand. Okay, not bad. Could I use more? Do I want to? Sure, let's do a little bit more. No, this is removing all my makeup. This is literally removing all the makeup, all the work that we've done. So this has removed all the makeup from underneath the eye. Definitely, if you are going to be using this, use it with something that you're not really caring where placement is being in. I don't have much time, but luckily this is a quick eye to create. So let me hop right back into it because I really need to get out of here. Okay, you guys, so I have kind of gone off the rails here. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm pretty annoyed and frustrated with my first impressions of the brand. I did went ahead and apply the 2 shades to create more of like a monochromatic lip, and did use silicone REM Beauty gloss. It didn't really work at all on the eyelids. It just removed everything. It tore everything down. I mean, there is a little bit of transfer coming in from the gloss. So this gloss is definitely not going to be the girly. If you want a clear gloss that works beautifully and doesn't remove the underneath, I really enjoy the Krylon one. Love it for eyes, love it for lips, and it just really doesn't mess anything up. This one, she's definitely just not the girly in that aspect. I really didn't enjoy these pots either. I feel like I wasted money on that for sure. So I mean, so far the brand hasn't really gotten me in the wagon. I'm telling you, this first impressions, I'm just not even going to continue. Listen, it is just what it is. This is a car crash met with a train crash and met with like a bad makeup purchase. Lips, they're cute, they're okay. I mean, colors are not the most attractive. I would like to try these as blushes. I'm not gonna even do it on the skin. Foundation wise, I will say it is a lovely foundation. I didn't have the best of luck with the one size Secure the Sweat. It balled up on me. So I feel like this should be like makeup that's in the hype that really just doesn't pull through, and especially if you're someone in this case like myself that was trying to get the makeup done so I could head on out. Now I have to go and wash my face and go barefaced. So not the best experience, REM. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not sure if you discontinued these pots because of that reason. I did like the experience of this overall. I will say though, this does remind me a lot to Morphe. I think it looks very pretty. It looks very natural. I did end up doing 2 pumps. So it still looks really lovely, and it held up pretty good. I do want to try this again, and I do want to play more with this, but if you already have the Morphe one, I wouldn't run and buy it. I personally think it's very similar to both OG Morphe and New Morphe. I know New Morphe is a little bit more radiant and a little bit less foundation, full coverage heavy, but I don't know. I don't know what to tell you other than I'm just upset and frustrated. I feel like this was a waste of my time. Hopefully not a waste of yours, because now you know if you really do want to try these products, if they work or if they don't. Out of everything in here, I would highly recommend, if you like the shades of lips feel nice and cool, and I do definitely think that the foundation is pretty lovely. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. I hope that this craziness helps you kind of, you know, make a better decision. If you haven't subscribed to the Dufay channel, please, honey, come on through, because you know what? No filters are here. You know, you put up a good product, we're going to talk about it and we're going to put it out. If not, we're going to expose it, because at the end of the day, I work very hard for my money, and these are things that are not sent to me. And even if they were sent to me, let it be known right here, right now, that I'm not playing any games, honey. I don't accept any mediocrity in my life, so I will not push any mediocre product into yours. So with that said, I will catch you on the next one. Bye!